the online session of Power Plant Engineering. In this session, we will discuss about the type of solar power plant continued in a last lecture and benefits and drawbacks of thermal power plant. First, solar chimney power plant. The next power plant is solar chimney power plant. The main principle here, the men learn to make the active use of solar energy at a very early stage. Greenhouses help to grow the food, chimney, suction, ventilate and cool the building, and windmills ground the corn and pump the water. The solar updraft tower, three essential elements like a solar air collector, chimney tower and wind turbine have thus been familiar this for centuries but are combined now in a novel way. The principle is shown in this figure. Air is heated by the solar radiation under a law of circular transparent roof open at the periphery. The roof and the natural ground below from the air collector. In this middle, the roof is a vertical tower with larger air inlet as its base. The joint between the roof and the tower base is airtight. As the hot air is lighter than the cold air and it rises up through the tower, suction from the tower then draws more hot air from the collector and cold air comes in the form of the outer perimeter. Thus, the solar radiation causes to the constant updraft in a tower, and the energy contained in the updraft is converted into the mechanical energy by the pressure stage turbine at the base of the tower, and we convert into the electrical energy by the conventional generator. Here the power output means the electrical output of solar of the tower is proportional to the volume included within the tower height or the collector area. The same output may be result from a larger tower with the small collector area and vice versa, is shown in our figure. First, we talk about some component like the collector. Hot air for the solar updraft tower is produced by the greenhouse effect in a simple air collector consisting of a glass or plastic frame glazing stretched nearly horizontally and several meters above the ground. The height of the glazing increasing toward the tower base. Finally, the air is diverted from the horizontal into the vertical movement with the minimum friction loss. The glazing they admit to the short wave solar radiation to penetrate and retain the long wave radiation from the heated ground. Thus, the ground under the roof heat up and transfer heat to the air above the flowing radially from the outside of the tower. Second component is the storage. If additional thermal storage capacity is desired, water-filled black tubes or bags are laid down side by the side on the radiation absorbing soil under the collector. Third part is the tower. The tower itself is the plant actual thermal engine. It is pressure tube with low friction loss, like a hydropower station pressure tube or penstock. Because of its favorable surface volume ratio, the updraft of the air heated in the collector is approximately proportional to the air temperature rise in the collector, and the height of tower. And second, large solar updraft tower collector raises the air temperature by the temperature about 30 to 35 Kelvin. This produces an updraft velocity in the tower about the 15 meter per second at the full load. It's thus possible to enter into the operating solar power plant for maintenance and without danger of high air velocity. We use a turbine here. Mechanical output in the form of the operational energy can be divided from the air current in the tower. Turbine in a solar updraft tower do not work with the staged velocity like a free running wind energy converter, but as a surrounded pressure stage wind turbo generator, in which similarly to a hydroelectric power station static pressure is converted into the rotational energy using a gas turbine. The specific power output means the power per area swept by the rotor of a sounded pressure stage turbine in a solar absorb tower is roughly one order to magnitude the higher than that of the velocity staged wind turbine. The year airspace or air speed before and after the turbine is about the same. The output SU is proportional to the product of the volume flow per time unit and the pressure difference over the turbine. With a view to the maximum energy yield, the aim of the turbine to control the system is to maximize the product under all the operating conditions. To this end, blade pitch is adjusted during the operation to regulate the power output according to the alternating airspeed and airflow. If the flat side of the blades are perpendicular to the airflow, the turbine goes not turn. If the blades are parallel to the airflow and allow the air to the flow to the undisturbed, there is no drop in a pressure at the turbine and no electricity is generated. Between those two extremes, there is an optimum blade setting. The output is maximized if the pressure drop at the turbine is about like 80% of total pressure difference available. Depending on the weather and operating condition as well as on plant design. One challenge facing the use of the solar energy is reduced or energy production. When the sun sets or is blocked by the clouds, thermal energy storage provides a workable solution for this challenge. In a concentrating solar thermal power plant, the sun's rays reflected onto the receiver, which create the heat that is used to generate the electricity. That can be immediately or for the later use. This enables system may be flexible or dispatchable option for providing the clean renewable energy. Server sensible thermal energy storage technology have been tested and implemented since 1985. So these include we have a here derived the two system, two tank direct system or also called the two tank indirect system and single tank thermo clean system. In the first figure denoted by the two tank system and second figure is single tank system. In a two tank direct system or two tank indirect system also available. In a two tank direct system, solar thermal energy is this system is stored in a same fluid used to the collective. The fluid is stored in a two tanks, one at very high temperature, second is a lower temperature. Fluid from the lower temperature tank flow through the solar collector or receiver when solar energy heat it to a high temperature and it didn't flow to the higher temperature tank for the storage. Fluid from the higher temperature tank to flow through the heat exchanger where it generates the steam for the electricity production. The fluid exits the heat exchanger at a lower temperature and return to the lower temperature tank. The two tank direct storage was used in a early parabolic trough power plant such as a solar electrical generation station and solar 2 power in California. The type plant used the mineral oil as a heat transfer and storage fluid and also used in a molten salt. Here another method is two tank indirect system. In a two tank indirect system, function is the same way as a two tank direct system, except the different fluid are used to the heat as a heat transfer and storage fluid. This system is used in a plant in which the heat transfer fluid is very expensive or not suited for the use of a storage material. In a storage fluid from the low temperature tank flow to an extra heat exchanger where it is heated by the high temperature heat transfer fluid. The high temperature storage fluid then flow back to the high temperature storage tank. The fluid exits the heat exchanger at a lower temperature, return to the solar collector or receiver where it is heated back to the high temperature storage fluid from the high temperature tank is used to generate the steam in the same manner. as the two tank direct system. The indirect system is require an extra heat exchanger which adds the cost of the system. This system will be used in many of the parabolic power plant in Spain and has also been proposed for the several US parabolic plant. The plant will be used as a organic oil as a heat transfer fluid and the molten salt as the storage fluid. In a right hand side figure you can see that single tank thermocline system. In a single tank thermocline system store the thermal energy in a solid medium, most commonly silica sand located in a single tank. At any during a time during operation, a portion of the medium is at high temperature and portion is at lower temperature. The hot and cold temperature regions are separated by temperature gradient or thermocline. High temperature heat transfer fluid flow into the top of the thermocline and exits the bottom of the low temperature. This process moves the thermocline downward and adds the thermal energy to the system for the storage. Reversing the flow moves and the thermocline upward and remove the thermal energy from the system and to generate the steam and electricity. Buoyancy effect creates the thermal stratification of the fluid. Here, using a solid storage in a single tank system, the medium and only needing the one tank reduces the cost of this system related to the two tank system. This system was demonstrated at the solar one power plant tower where steam was used as a heat transfer fluid and mineral oil was used as a storage fluid. Discuss about the benefit and drawbacks of solar thermal power plant. Because this system can generate the steam of such a high temperature, the conversion of heat energy to electricity is more efficient. As well as this plant gets around the issue of being unable to efficiently store the electricity by able to store the heat instead. The storage of a heat is more efficient and cost effective than storing the electricity. Additionally, this plant can produce the dispatchable based on the load energy which is important. It means this plant produces a reliable amount of energy and can be turned on or up is with meeting the energy demand at the society. In addition to this, solar thermal power plant represent a type of electricity generation technology that is cleaner than the generating electricity by using the fossil fuel. Thus, these are the some of the cleanest option of generating the electricity. Despite this, there are still associated environment effects of this plant as a fuel cycle, life cycle analysis can show all associated carbon dioxide emission involved in the building and this plant. However, emissions are still much lower those associated with the fossil fuel plant. But here some of drawback include the large amount of land necessary for this plant to operate efficiently, as well as the water demand of this plant can be also be very issuable, as the production of enough steam required the large volume of water. A final potential impact of the use of the large focusing mirror is the harmful impact this plant have on birds that fly in that way of the focus ray of the sun can be insulated and some report of the bird death at the power plant such as this amount of death to about one bird every 2 minutes. Thank you.